Hello guys of United RockNations, we are with John of Seether. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
And very good, thank you. And the show in Hellfest, how it was?
Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing crowd. It's amazing to be here. What a great lineup today. I'm so excited now that we're through to go watch, Soundgarden and Black Sabbath now. So this is like the ultimate, something I've probably wanted to do or dreamed of doing since I was a kid.
It's the first time you will see Soundgarden and Black Sabbath?
Yeah. Actually, I've seen Black Sabbath in concert, but I've certainly never played on the same stage as they have. So
with Ozzy Osbourne?
With Ozzy, yeah. I saw an Ozfest. Oh God, maybe 06 or 07, I think. Yeah.
Okay, good. This is your first Hellfest, or
Yes, this is our first Hellfest. Yeah.
And how do you think about the French fans on the crowd? Was it a very good response of the concert?
Yeah, I think it was great considering we went on mid-afternoon and you got that sun beaming down and a bit of heat, and I know it's been going on for 3 days. Thank you. Yeah, I think they were great. Very, very, great response, and French are amazing. We have a lot of fans here. We've played Paris many times, and look forward to being back later this year. So yeah, it was great.
So let's talk about the new album, Isolate and Medicate. But before, what happens, because there were 3 years until the last album, or 4 years, the last album from Isolate and Medicate.
Yeah.
How you spend the time between the two albums?
Yeah, I know a lot of time kind of builds up between. It seems like, as you say, 3 to 4 years. But there's easily 2 years of touring involved once you put out an album. We'll tour anything from 18 months to 2 years plus, which we did, even up until early last year. And then we put together sort of a greatest hits package, that sort of best of Seether 2002, 2013. We did 3 new songs for that and a cover, the Seether Veruca Salt song. We did a European acoustic tour at the end of last year, November and December of last year. So even our down year, we were busy. So with that project in between and 2 years of touring, that's how the time sort of comes to be.
And when you become you become to record or to writing songs, when?
Yeah, Sean had a home studio that he had done some work. He had demoed about 6 or 7 songs last year while we were working on the best of. And then we got together in December of last year, right before the holidays, and the guys came to where I live. I live in Oklahoma in the States, and a friend of mine has a really great studio, and it was, really allowed us to just kind of relax, write, jam, record, see how things were developing, and we wrote the rest of the album, 4 or 5 songs then. And our producer, Brendan O'Brien, and management, in fact, had already booked studio time for January without even the songs being completed yet. So they really had a lot of faith in us, and thankfully we produced,
Sean brings the main ideas, or is it a collective way of writing?
It depends. On the 6 or 7 songs he actually had full demos in some cases. He'll have a drum machine part, and funny enough, he knows me well enough, being the drummer. He kind of does, like, as they say, John fills, So he kind of, puts it together and kind of anticipates my style. It's kind of interesting to hear. Actually, it's pretty funny. And so there'll be songs completed. In other cases, the 4 or 5 remaining songs, the band wrote just jamming. For an hour and a half, we'll go back through and go, that's a cool riff. What if we take that and start with that? We'll go, let's work on a bridge for that. So we'll go back in the room and work on that. So really no set formula, but we'll do both,
What does it mean, isolate and medicate? What's the meaning of the title of the album?
I think in some cases, I don't know if everyone's guilty. Certainly, there are a lot of vices or things out here in the road that I don't know that we use to sort of cope. And sometimes isolate and medicate, the literal term to me is to sort of isolate yourself and self-medicate. I think it's all about life and coping with life. And all of us maybe have our vices. If it is, a little drink, or some, or needing to, there's different ways. But it's all about, I think, coping, and how we have a tendency maybe to cut ourselves off and self-medicate a bit.
And is it a concert album?
Not really. Thematically,
talk about what kind of...
You know, various, I think it has a lot to do with relationships and you know, people and well, yeah, just relationships in life and the struggles that we sort of all have. I think Sean kind of leaves it open-ended in a way so that the listener kind of, you know, maybe they hear his or her life or maybe an experience in there, and so they sort of connect with the song, which Sean is really, really good at doing.
The first one is a single words as weapons.
Yeah.
The drumming is very heavy on that song. Is very...
Yeah, actually, that was a song written for the Best Of last year, and we recorded that song, and it turned out really great. We felt it was different. We felt it was edgier and maybe sort of new for Seether, so we held it back and saved it for this album, and funny enough, or appropriate enough, it became the first single. But yeah, Brendan got us in a room after we did the basic track and had me and a couple other guys beating on trash cans, you know, supplementing that, you know, that drum-driven, you know, very percussive sort of feel that all thematically is throughout the song. So yeah, Brendan had a lot to do with the production of that, and very drum-driven in some cases.
But for me personally, Suffer It All can be the next single. It's a hit.
Yeah, it's got, like, in some ways, it's like one of the heaviest songs we've ever recorded, but it's got a great chorus, you know, and that's it. And Brendan is always like, I love heavy with melody, with, you know, to be melodic, very melodic, yeah. So you think, you're like, God, man, this is freaking heavy for Seether. Then it comes to the chorus, and it kind of takes you somewhere else, but I love that song. I think it'll be a great live song once we start to do it.
Do you think it will be a next single or not?
I'm not too sure. There's some rumor mill that Same Damn Life maybe the next single, but it's not definite. I would hope Suffer It All might be one at some point.
Is the record company that decide, or you decide the singles?
No, the label. You know what I mean? We really write what we write, try to put together the strongest album possible, and we let the label really deal with, you know, sort of those things. Yeah, really
it's
do.
Business. It's
business. It is, and we just do what we do.
Have you recorded more tracks than the album? Do you have more tracks?
Yeah, we did two. So there'll be a deluxe edition and then a regular sort of 10-song. Yeah, so we did. Funny enough, we usually write 20 or 30 songs, or maybe have ideas, and in some cases with holding on to strings. The last album, we'll put it together sort of in the studio. This was the first time that we had just 10 or 12 really completed songs. Yes. Brendan, we had kind of worked via, you know, email and on phone and stuff about maybe changes, but like I said, in December, we were raring to go. Everything was sort of rehearsed and ready to go, and we really was one of the quickest albums we've ever tracked. The album was done top to bottom in about 2.5 weeks.
And how you decide to put that song on a regular CD and the other one in extra CDs?
Yeah, you know, it was really tough because we wanted the 12 songs to be the album, you know, and they're like, well, we need to make a deluxe, and, you know, there can only be 10 songs on that. We're going to do vinyl, we're going to do an LP release, which I think is very cool.
Yes, the vinyl is...
And yeah, so you know, so you have a 10-song version and you have a 12-song version. You know, I would prefer, and it was very tough, really, to cut off 2 songs. I know Sean really, you know, had a hard time deciding that.
And do you play some covers? Do you record some covers, or no? Just
not for this album. No, we just did the Seether, the Veruca Salt cover for the Best Of.
Okay, but for this time, you don't have any covers.
No, not right now.
I have a question about the grunge period. Are you nostalgic of that period?
Yeah, I think absolutely. It's funny now that that period is now 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, and is now classic rock in some, you know, which is, you know, I equate classic rock with a little bit older. So it's kind of funny to think how much time has passed, but I think it's a great era. I'm like excited to see Soundgarden today. I mean, Super Unknown, which they've just done a 20th anniversary, is like one of my favorite albums. I wore out that CD back in the day. Yeah, I mean, a lot of great music. I think it was a great time.
You're still here.
Yeah.
After 20 years. So
yeah, that's saying
thing.
A lot, you know.
Absolutely.
Timeless music.
What are your plans now? The album will be released soon, and then you will also tour during 2 years, like you did.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Or we're already touring, and the album hasn't come out yet. It'll be out here. Yes. Yeah, you know, the 27th here, and then It'll be out July 1st in the States, so we're going back here about a week and a half to do press for the album that's just coming out. We've been on tour in the States, we did a headline tour, and doing a lot of festivals over there and then now here. We've been at Download, Rock and Ring.
You come back in France after?
Yes, November and December we have another European tour.
Okay, good.
Tentatively scheduled. So.
And after next year?
And then next year, possibly a co-headline tour. I know we'd like to go to Asia. We need to go to Australia, New Zealand.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, Seether does
touring.
what Seether does, man. Lots of touring.
Still touring.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you, John, for this interview.
Yeah.
Very great show. And
thank you.
Buy, Isolate, Medicate. It's a really, really good album by Seether. And I hope to see you on November, December here in France.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hey, what's up? This is Johnny from Seether, and you're watching United Rock Nations.